imagine this. Hey, how are you getting on with all of the free stuff? In other words, these 123 quality scored leads, these landing page templates, these sales scripts, these nurturing email campaigns there that I've sent you over the past few weeks. And then the person comes back to you and the person says, the prospect says, great, thanks. The leads, the page templates, they were excellent. They were wonderful. We've now got a few really hot, in other words, quite serious prospects to deal with coming up, like streaming into our pipeline, our sales pipeline. And then you respond and you say, excellent, wow, I'm really happy. I'm so happy for you that it's all working out so well. So tell me, please, have you got a few short minutes to talk about these automation principles and how perhaps we can work together to do this even faster for you? And then they say, sure, why not? Let's talk. So in other words, because you've positioned all of the free value up front, you've given and you've given and you've given and you've given. And you've almost thought at one point, it's almost like I'm giving away the wife, the farm, the kids, and absolutely everything else. And then instead, you're ready to do a happy dance. You're ready to do a happy dance. Why? Because you've got these people, these prospects, some badly needed results in advance. So in other words, if you would like to get yours, and if you would like to be at the same position that a lot of these people who are inside the iCanDOur community at this moment in time and are getting some of these incredible, incredible results, then all you have to do is type in 3 words into your browser, and those words are challenge.icandour.net. We look forward to seeing you on the other side. Now let's get straight into this next video. And this next video is all about the ultimate offer blueprint. Don't miss out. Okay, so now it's time to go through the U of iCanDOur. And quite simply, the U of iCanDOur, one of the main things that inspired the U, because I understand, you see, in candor, meaning openness, truthfulness, honesty, and being frank, or frank Karen, if you want, with your fellow person. In Europe, we spell candor quite differently to what you do over there in North America. In North America, it's spelled without the U, but we were just there trying to build in a concept of an 8-step framework, this 8-step success roadmap. Now, one of the things that inspired this was this wonderful, wonderful book by this wonderful, wonderful marketing person. And his name is Dean Graziosi. And Dean Graziosi wrote this book, The Underdog Advantage. And you see what it is. It's like, have you ever felt like the odds are simply stacked up against you? Have you ever thought there that because you haven't been born with a silver spoon or a gold spoon or a Tesla bar in your mouth there, that the odds are simply stacked up against you? And then you see Dean Graziosi goes on to tell us like how poor he was growing up with his father with one single heater. The two of them slept in the bathroom. They slept in the bathroom there while they were trying to make ends meet. And you see, what he did was he totally flipped the coin. And it's a beautiful image on the front of that book of the 2 chess pieces, of the king being battered by the pawn, Absolutely amazing. And you see, this business success roadmap, what it teaches us is how to use this fully to our complete advantage, and to realize what is actually holding you back is actually a superpower. And one of the exercises that we always ask people to do is we ask them to identify with 3 of the absolute underdogs from their country. And because I come from Ireland, I always cite the examples of people like Conor McGregor, the MMA fighter, who eventually one day was able to leave the streets of his native Dublin, where he was there completely poor, completely up against it. And he ended up becoming the MMA fighting champion of the entire world when he beat Nate Diaz. So This is what you've got now. If you remember back to the start of this challenge, this was the YouTube thumbnail. This was the thumbnail that we used to advertise this challenge on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Pinterest, on LinkedIn Premium, and on TikTok. Okay, so it's all about, you see, what is your awesome coaching power? And this was the 5-day challenge. Now we're now on day 5. And we're on the second letter. So we've just gone through the letter O for the offer, for the opportunity, for the openness, for all of those other things there that O stands for. But now what we're going to do is we're going to deal with the U. But if you deal with it from the perspective, now we're going to come back to this in a moment, okay? But if you deal with this from the perspective of the underdog advantage, and you see now what you've got inside your sales and marketing arsenal are these advanced sales and marketing skills, the things that very, 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 very few of the other coaches, of the other hosts, of the other podcast hosts, of the other authors, the other speakers, the other luxury retreat providers are not doing. And they're struggling. They're struggling. And you can be content in the knowledge that what you have got in front of you is one of these clear blue or clear black, digital blue or black oceans. There, we always tried to recreate this inside an aquarium where we got some ink, some black ink, and we dropped it into a clear aquarium. I'll tell you something, it was quite difficult to clean later. But this is what it's about, you see. You're always talking about gaining the competitive edge in this industry, and you're differentiating yourself. You see, for example, a lot of people believe that this market is completely and totally saturated, but this is how you can gain the upper edge. Okay, and you begin, as I said a few moments ago, to stand out in this clear blue or clear black digital ocean, and you see, ultimately you become something, okay, and you become a superhero. You become a new celebrity. You become this person that is omnipresent, that is always looks like they are always showing up. And then they are becoming forefront of mind, so that whenever that person comes to make a buying decision, who do you think he's going to come to? Some nameless numpty from Numpville in Numptown, USA? No, that person is going to come to you because you've been the person that has been showering them with value, that has been inundating them with free stuff. Now, granted, they probably haven't looked at all of it. They might have only looked at about maybe 2, maybe 3 examples, maybe 2.5. But this is what I'm trying to say to you. If you get to the forefront of their mind, whenever the time comes, and whenever it's, let's say, 11 o'clock on a Friday night, and they're trying to get out of their office or out of their home office and to spend at least one evening with their kids, with their family, with their wives, with their spouses, with their partners, this is whenever your solution is really, really, really going to wriggle its way home under their skin. And you see, what you're ready to do is you're ready to help them to transform their superpower. Now, you see, this is where we are now. We're now on step number 7. So we're almost at the ultimate step, the last step. This is the penultimate step. And this is what we're going to cover tonight. We're going to go through the underdog advantage that we've just spoken about. And we're going to go through this ultimate offer formula, this 6H2OR. I remember that because of H2O in the middle for water. So we're going to go through 6 H's, 2 O's, and 1 OR inside our formula tonight. And we're going to come to a unique understanding because of everything that's gone on before. Our nurturing campaigns, our ask campaigns, in other words, whenever we've been out asking them what their challenges are. Okay? And now you see that we're getting to the point where a lot of people are realizing, wow, you know, I want to be out there coaching. I want to be out there doing my public speaking. I want to be out there doing these hosting sessions or hosting these luxury retreats. And then the message to you now is simple. For example, we've proven time and time again, through all of these fantastic testimonials that you're about to see, through all of this experience that you coaches, that you speakers, that you hosts have provided us with, we are in the position now to do it for you faster than you ever thought possible. And that's why we put our offer now to you on the screen, where you can type into your browser, calendar, full stop, iCanDOur, full stop, net, or period, full stop if you want. And then if you type in those words, and then what will happen is you will get to see our calendar. And then you can reach out, and either myself or a member of my team will be more than happy to speak with you and to walk you through this incredible process. Okay? Now, the first thing there that we have to do is, this is the image of Marlon Brando, who famously portrayed the Italian mafia boss, the Godfather, in the 1972 Francis Ford Coppola movie. Can't believe that movie is over 50 years old. Wow. And this is all about getting your head right, because we want to make them this Godfather type offer, and we want to help them to get their heads right. And then you see a lot of people are worried. Oh, what if they're going to say something bad or something terrible or something nasty about me on social media? Said nobody, never, ever. Of course they will. And then what if they get mad with me? What if they get angry with me for offering to help them for free? Come on, people. And what if they say no? Oh my goodness, this 10-ton no. This thing, because you see, it's not really about them saying something bad. Everybody says everything bad about a lot of people on social media. What if they get mad? Well, it's possible to get over it. But I think, you see, the number one reason that you do not close people, that you do not close these prospects that are in your pipeline, because now we've solved the problems of traffic. Now we've solved the problems of conversions. Now we've got people booking into your calendar. And now you see the onus, the responsibility is on you. And I'm thinking there, if the people do not close at this point, then it is all down to fear. Quite simply, you are afraid, as the picture depicts there. And the legendary Zig Ziglar from South Carolina in the United States, the late Zig Ziglar, he always made this very famous expression: timid salespeople have skinny kids. Think about it for a second. But now what I want you to do is, I want you to get your head right. I want you to get this into the right perspective, because you see, not closing these prospects, it's just like handing these trolls, these naysayers, these tire kickers, these time wasters your money, your badly earned, badly needed money. And it's like saying, please steal from me, steal from my family, kick the check away from the table. We don't need it. We'll starve. Our children will be the skinniest in school or in college, but so what? It's almost like that. The picture depicts it all. You know, the person is walking away with their other people's credit card details and other people's money, because you're not interested in closing these people. And it's like, you remember in the last lesson, in the O lesson, when we went through the Alec Baldwin famous speech, that 7-minute, 42-second speech from the movie Glengarry Glen Ross, the 1992 movie, with a whole host of famous stars. But by far and above, that young Canadian actor, Alec Baldwin, stole the show with that discourse, with that rant about the people. And he made some very, very valid points, because he told those people sitting there with their feet up in the desk saying, oh, the leads are bad. Oh, the landing pages are bad. Oh, it's the way that the weather is blowing onto the internet at the moment. No, forget that. Because you see, you are quite simply, you're stealing money from your family when you allow this to happen. And some people will get mad with you no matter what. You know, trust me, we got our first internet troll there, this coach in huge air quotes, Dan Gordon from LA in the United States, and they'll get mad with you no matter what you do. You offer them 123 quality scored leads, people that are eager at the prospect of doing business with you, and they're angry. They want 246, you give them 250, they want 1,000. There, you give them some money off. They want more money off. They will never, ever, ever be happy, period. And this is what you've got to get into your head now at this moment in time. So stop, please, 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 for the love of all things holy, stop letting your family down right now. and stop letting them down, especially to please people. Like, for example, this coach, in huge air quotes, Dan Gordon, that he'll never, ever likely buy from anybody because he knows it all. He knows it all and then some. He's apparently he's the biggest expert in his life. And he's got, 69 connections, 69 connections. So think about that for a moment. Okay, 69 connections, please. And these people will never, ever likely buy from you in a million years. So please do not worry about them. Get your head right. You see, because trolls will exist as long as the internet will exist. And believe you me, even though Coach Dan Gordon says the opposite, the internet is probably here, let's say, for the foreseeable future, until we invent telepathy and AI stops becoming a fad, as he says. And unless you see you're completely invisible and totally unknown, then people are going to say bad things about you. And believe you me, you can watch the video. We show you firsthand exactly what he said. And it wasn't very nice. But you see, you take it with a pinch of salt because you've gone out of your way to genuinely help these people. And some of them will come back and some of them will say bad. Some of them will say terrible. Some of them will say very nasty, very spiteful things about it. Get over it. Get over it. Because first and foremost, always, always check that they are not right. And if they are right, admit your mistake. Please, please, please be honest about the mistake. For example, if I misspelled something, or if my team misspelled something, or if we put something up there that is not right, there we'll be the first to admit it. We'll be the first to take responsibility. We always take responsibility for our mistakes, unlike some people like Dan. And then this is what we do. We always try to fix it. We always try to fix it, and we try to make good, and we try to give them that for free, to say thank you very much for spotting our error in the first place and for letting us know. So we are very appreciative of it. And if they are not right, if they're not right, you know, like, for example, what he said was the internet is a fad, AI is a fad, social media is a fad, everything is a fad. And in the next, 1 or 2 years, the internet, etc., will cease to exist. And okay, if he's right, I will phone him up then, because obviously the internet won't exist then, and we won't be able to email him to tell him. But if they're not right, and I do not think he is right, so simply ignore it and move on. Okay. But please, please, please do not become this person. Honey, you can't go to Trinity. Trinity is the largest, the most famous college in Ireland. So let's say, for example, the equivalent of Harvard in the United States, or Oxford in England, or Cambridge in England, I suppose, as well. They're both equal. Or maybe the Sorbonne in Paris, France, because mommy or daddy cannot pay your tuition fees because Coach Dan Gordon from LA said horrible, spiteful, nasty things about me. No, I just have to bite the bullet, and I just have to go on there, and I will help the next person doubly so to compensate for whatever he said. Okay? Because you see, if you give in, and whenever you give in to that fear of these nasty, spiteful trolls, haters, naysayers, time wasters, tire kickers, then quite simply, you deserve to lose, period. Okay? So get your head right, because this is now the fear of no. A lot of people will say no. That's what you see there. That's why we're building these funnel and automation sequences. We're building these semi-automated, these 24/7, 365 days of the year, semi-automated version of you. Okay? And if they didn't say no, think about it for a second, you'd have a 51% conversion rate or higher. And that is very, very rare. Okay. Tony and Mel Robbins, you know Tony Robbins there, the big, big buddy, as his friends call him for a nickname. He's a huge guy. He would lift you up on his huge, huge, huge shoulders. The man is a giant. He's so tall and so broad and so strong. And he would lift you up on his huge, huge shoulders, and he would carry you off to him and his wife Mel's private island way out there. I think it's out there very close to Fiji. So please do not be this person. You know, sorry, mom, sorry, dad. I know you've paid for me your entire life, but I cannot pay for your retirement home because, you know, I don't think that this state-run nursing home is that bad. I hear that they've got one live bingo session every year at Halloween. Come on, people, be serious. do not live with the fear of no hanging over your shoulders. If we did this, none of us would be in business. None of us would be in business, okay? And as I said before, if you give in to that fear, then quite simply you deserve to lose. Full stop. Now, you remember in this previous lesson, we went through this one, and we said it's not always be closing, but it should always be connecting, always be relationship building with these people. And then we went through the ABC, always be connecting, and we went through the AIDA, A-I-D-A. Do I have your attention? Are you interested? Have you made your decision? And can I have your credit card details? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through this, the 6H2O formula. And how I recognize this and how I remember it is, as I said at the beginning, this is the formula for water, H2O in the middle. So then I just have to remember the 6 H's and the letter R after this. And this is what we call it in iCanDOur, the 6H2O formula. Okay, difficult to say, easier to remember. And this is what the 6 H's stand for. The first H is here's what I have, here's what I've got. In other words, my offer. If you remember, they're my offer stack. They're the offer stack there. I'll pause this video and I'll bring up the offer stack there just so that you can see it. Okay, where's the offer stack? 1 second. Okay, so if you remember, then this is the offer stack. Very quickly, it's just a few short slides, and it's all about this. This is what Russell Brunson, the owner of ClickFunnels and ClickFunnels 2.0, this is what he wrote, and he taught us how to stack an offer, how to build incredible value. And then this is what we're doing. We're showing them like step by step what they're getting. So in other words, what they're getting is for the first thing, now this has changed slightly. We moved it from 100 burning hot prospects to 123. And you see the normal value of that would be about $700. Then we give them full access to 24 of our most exclusive webinar trainings that we've been doing over the past 3.5 years. Incredible value. And then we go on to show them they're the #1 quality scored hot lead getting technique there that we've got. They're the way that we put it out on Facebook, on Instagram, as both organic posts and paid posts. And the leads keep flowing in. People there that want to get what you've got, your knowledge, your quick sheet, your 1-page guide, your 2-page guide. And then we give them access to the full set of the AI prompt primers that we use every single day on ChatGPT 4, on Jasper, on Glass, and on all of those other AI tools. We show them how to get access to the real meaningful information. They're regurgitated by the AI. And then we give them access, of course, to all of our iCanDOur content training portals. This includes the full training, to all of the courses and to all of the share funnels, including the share funnel codes that we use. And this has got incredible value. But you see how the value is coming up? We're now at $6,385. And then, because this is what my customers pay. This is what my customers normally pay. And then we give them access to this one. This is incredible. They're the full access to the 24.5-minute get to the top of page 1 of Google script. It's a 1-page document, and there it's got about 14 points. No, it has got 14 points on it, and the value of that is almost $600. And then we give them instant access to the community-centered course creation formula. So for all of those people, all of you coaches, you speakers, you podcast hosts, you authors who are serious about getting your course out there and getting it into the right hands of the right people at the right time with the right message, then this is the course content creation formula that you need. And then also we give them full access to the Ask Them Their Frustrations. All of these deep dive survey formulas, the deep dive survey 1, the deep dive survey 2, etc., goes down into so many levels of detail so that you are segmenting, you are hyper segmenting your audience. And that in itself is worth like $1,000. Okay, so there you see the total value of this is now $9,476. But I'm not asking them, I'm not asking you to pay $9,476 like all of my clients have done over the last 3.5 years. I'm asking you only to pay $7. Yes, it's not a misprint. It's not a misprint. It's only $7 for all of that stuff, for all of the courses there that we've built, for all of the letters of the framework, for all of the webinar trainings, for all of these 123 burning hot prospects. And that's what it is. So you see, it is incredible value. And this is what I'm talking about whenever I say an offer stack. Okay, so that's the offer stack there that we've just shown you. So now what we're doing is we're showing you in the second of these 6 H's, here's what it will do for you. In other words, the benefits. And then here's how it works. In other words, the benefits explained. And then finally, no, in number 4, we do, here's what I want you to do next. In other words, the call to action. And then here's why you should do it right now. In other words, scarcity, optionals, bonuses, etc. And here's why it is perfect for you. Or you can even do an anti-risk reversal process, but we'll come into that in a moment. And then we can also add in optional, the bonuses, the boosters, just like what you saw a few seconds ago in the offer stack. And we can also add in scarcity, but only if it's true, only if it's true. And then this is very, 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 very important. Please do a recap. Do a recap. Make notes whenever you are on this discovery call, this one-to-one call, this COD call, this coach and deck call, call it what you will. They're about business upgrade call maybe, but whatever you're on, I want you to make sure that you've got this. And you see inside the IC content training portal, we give you access to what we call our 12-question framework. And we tell you when you're supposed to speak. We tell you when you're supposed to listen. And it's all about listening, because we've got 2 ears and 1 mouth in that proportion for that exact reason. We have to spend a lot of time listening, and we have to recap their goals, the answers to their questions that we have noted down. There, please just don't record them. Actually write them down on a sheet of paper or an Apple pen. If you're lucky enough to have an Apple pen, there, my daughter keeps taking mine for drawing. Yes, maybe I should get a second one. That might be an idea. And here's what I've got. You see, this is the offer. So in other words, this is the offer stack that we just went through. Now, inside that offer stack there, you're always being very completely transparent with them. You're offering to help them by actually helping them. And then secondly, you're making it clear from the very beginning that you are going to sell them something, but only if you believe it is a truly excellent fit for them. Okay. Now then, here's number 2 of the H's. Here's what it will do for you, the benefits. So in other words, the benefits of the iCanDOur program. Well, you see at number 1, we've got the improved branding and positioning. We've got the conversion rates will significantly increase in step number 2 in the C. And then we've got the ask formula in number 3, the A, and where we get them to be ultra specific, and we show them content only based on the specific challenges that they are experiencing. And then we nurture. We nurture. We nurture the NFNs, the not for nows, and we nurture the nuanced niches, or the niches, as people in North America say. By knowing their challenges, you see, we can hyper segment these ITPs, these ideal targeted prospects, and we can really get inside their heads to prove to them beyond unequivocal doubt that you are the best placed person on this planet to be able to help them solve their problems. And then we get on to D, where we deliver exactly the right content at exactly the right time through pre-scheduled, predetermined sequences based on their exact challenges. And then we go through step O, objection handling. By focusing and diffusing their objections, then we leave their minds clear to focus on your offer. Because you see, if you remember from the letter O there that we did at the beginning of this lesson, this is all about focusing and diffusing their objections, because otherwise their mind is not clear to focus. And remember, everybody buys with the emotional part of their brain, but the logical part of their brain has to be left free. It has to be left free to think. So this is why we do not confuse them. We always deal with all, in capital letters, all of their objections. And then, as we're doing now, we're going through the ultimate offer blueprint. And we're aligning all of the other strategies so that we end up with this huge Godfather. You remember the scene with Marlon Brando? In other words, an offer that they simply cannot refuse, a complete no-brainer. And then in the next module, what we're going to go through is we're going to go through the rinse, review, repeat stage. Because you see, what we do whenever we measure everything that gets measured gets managed. And then we rinse whatever is not working, and we repeat what does. We go 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, and simply there we turn things like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube ads, Instagram ads into money-making machines. But we do this slowly with stability, okay? The benefits explained. This is the third H. Here's how it works, Mr. Customer. Here's how it works, Miss Prospect. And the benefit number one is, you see, we're taking them from the warm, cozy, wonderful world of social media, and we're taking them into your world. In other words, your landing page. And then we're compelling them into action in step two by taking your lead magnet and then coming onto your landing page. And then the benefit number three is we follow up with the ask formula to ask them how they're getting on with the free content and to position them with a free survey. Oh, you know, here's a questionnaire, here's a quiz, da-da-da-da-da. Please do it. And then you're finding out much more about them and their challenges. The same what I did with you to bring you in here. And then we're providing tons of value, free content, and help to get them some badly needed results in advance. You remember what I showed you in the hook at the beginning of this stage of the lesson. And then we go through benefit number five. We deliver exactly the right content to them at exactly the right time through these pre-scheduled sequences based on their challenges. And then benefit number six, omnipresence. You see, it's almost as if you're everywhere. You're all over the social media, even though social media is a huge distraction. There you're providing incredible value. You're getting them some badly needed results in advance. You're providing free content so that whenever they come along to have this call with you, you've got this unique understanding. You remember one of the parts of the lesson is the unique understanding. So you're becoming almost like a fortune teller, a clairvoyant. By the time that they get to speak one-to-one with you, they feel as if you totally get them. You totally dig them. Yeah, and we've got another part of the lesson where we go through the similarities between the language that we speak in Ireland, the Gaelic, the Celtic, and the language that they speak in some parts of America, and especially in the southern states. And we've got this word, and diggin' to and diggin' shay, means, do you get me? Do you understand me? And you can see there the closeness of the things there. Do you dig it? And diggin' to and diggin' shay. Yeah, so a little bit of history there, how our language is joined together. And then we've got this risk reversal process, the guarantee or the anti-guarantee sometimes, because remember, sometimes there are no guarantees in life, but you do have to spell it out for these people. Now then, number four, the fourth H is the CTA, the very important call to action. So in other words, if you want to turn ice cold prospects into boiling, raving hot fans, in other words, high paying clients, then I want to send you full access to this thing today. The price is just $7, $7 US all in. And this includes shipping, taxes, handling, and lots of cool bonuses. And it's worth even more than that. It's worth, what is it, $9,476. So that is actually a misprint. I should maybe even correct that. What is it? 9,476. Okay, there we go. First, I'll have to repair it in all of these other screens one time. Yes, okay. So that includes lots of cold bonuses worth over $9,476. Apologize, it's going to be wrong on all of these other screens too. Right below this video, you see, this is what you're telling these people. Right below this video, you're going to see a button that says, yes, I want more clients right now. So please press it. Okay. And this is what you're telling these people to do, because on your page, on your landing page under this video, this is where this button, where they can buy it right now for $7. And there are two upsells. There's one for $47 and one for $97. So that's full disclosure. And they can get in for, what is it, one of the sessions afterwards to the VIP rooms. And then with the $97 there, they get a chance for a member of my team to help them with one of the particular challenges that they've got, plus an access to the VIP room. So it's really, really good value. And then you see, what you have to do is you have to click it and you have to tell me where to send your access details to get into the content training portal. And when you've done that, simply tell me how you'd like to pay for it. Like, for example, credit card, debit card, or maybe PayPal, and I'll rush it over to you straight away. Okay. And you see, here's why you should do it right now. Because remember, one of the biggest killers in our industry, in this service-based industry, is definitely, without a doubt, procrastination and self-doubt. Because you see, what they're simply doing is, unless you've removed all of their objections, they're thinking oh, it's not going to work for me. Oh, it's not going to work for me because I live in California. Oh, it's not going to work for me because I live in South Carolina. Oh, it's not going to work with me because I live in Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. Oh, it's not going to work with me because da-da-da, da-da-da. And they're making all of these excuses. And what you're trying to tell them is, look, this will work for you. Even if you live in California, it will work for you if you live in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. It will work for you if you live in Paris, France. But you have to turn up and you have to take the action. Okay? Because you see, this is part of a special promotion. And you see, once they exit that page, then they don't get it anymore for $7 US. Then it goes back to its normal price. And its normal price is not $8,497, it's $9,476. Yeah, but you have to make sure it's real. And, you know, we've gone through those figures with the calculator. We've got the proof there that our customers have paid us those amounts of money without even questioning. And then supply. You see, what we like to do is we like to be very clear with people, and we do not like to have more than 15 people in the Zoom, in the VIP room, not in the normal webinar, but in the VIP room, because otherwise it's a bit too uncomfortable and people feel that they're not getting enough value. But 15 is a lovely, lovely, lovely number, and we like it. So we're very upfront and we're very honest with the people, and we're saying, look, you know, if you want to get in for this $47 or $97, these two upsells, then what you have to do is you have to be one of the first 15 people in there. Okay, we're very honest, very upfront with it. Or you could appeal to their ego, because this also works. And here's why you should enroll today. In other words, you're calling them out and you're saying, to prove to yourself, to prove to your family that you are not just a talker, not just a person who blah, 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 but you are an action taker. In other words, you are a doer. Okay. And then you're going to sell against frustration and against fear. Sure, yes, of course, you could put this off. But then where is that going to get you? Another financial quarter down the drain where you're struggling there to make ends meet for you and for your family? What happens if you lose 50% of your current clients? And normally whenever we're dealing with business coaches, with speakers, with podcast hosts, they've normally got about 3 to 5 of these one-to-one clients. And maybe they're paying them, I don't know, like a couple of $1,000 there per month each. And that's nice. But what happens there if you lose 50% of them? That could actually bring you down to 1.5 clients. And that half a client, that's a really, 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 really dangerous place to be. Because I've seen a lot of people, believe you me, they'll go down to the one client. And then after a while, they don't react quick enough. They don't have the sales pipelines in place. They don't have the automation in place. So that whenever that one client finishes the course, then they're finding themselves all of a sudden, oh, hold on a second, I've got a lot more free time now. My client has decided to go away and take a sabbatical for a quarter or to go on a cruise or whatever, because I've helped him, you know, to earn a lot more money than I'm earning. And now he's away or she's away. And then you're thinking to yourself, hold on a second, how am I going to do this? I'm going to now have to go and have a very, very, very uncomfortable, unpleasant conversation with my partner. And that's what happens. Okay. And then you see there, what we do is we take them through this risk reversal process. In other words, the guarantee. Okay. And this is the iCanDOur, the super duper titanium plated one conditional guarantee. Let me show you it. There, just so you can see that there are no shenanigans going on here. This is it now down here. And this is it. You see, this is the iCanDOur super duper titanium plated one conditional guarantee. Yeah. And they have to familiarize themselves with this one condition, because they have to turn up. They have to do the work, even for the people on the Done For You course, because if they don't, and then they don't get the results, then there is no guarantee in place. So we look at their workbook, we look at their scripts, we look at their videos. And if they've been messing about, they're doing something or something else, then this is where the problems arise. Okay. But if you do this, then this will work for you. Okay. If not, what we do is what we promise. We promise to continue doing it for free until you do get those results. They're of 2.63x your investment. Okay. So closing, you see there, this is where we're trying now to close, or let's call it connecting with the business owner on an automation solution, like what we do in iCanDOur. So we help them to do this faster than they ever thought possible through the building of these funnels in Kartra or Groove funnels or ClickFunnels 2.0. Okay. And you see, remember now, the parts that we do for free at the very beginning of this challenge, what I did with each and every one of you was I gave you 123 leads for free. As long as you turned up for a call with us, with myself or a member of my team, so that we could get a chance to make sure that we were familiar, that we were getting this really, really, really correct based on the 6 answers you provided in your avatar survey form, in the deep dive discovery survey. Okay, and then the second thing that we showed you how to do for free was through the video training. We showed you how to capture leads into your CRM, be it Kartra, be it ClickFunnels, be it Groove Funnels, or be it even WordPress Elementor, like what Leanne uses. And then there we showed you how to capture them into any CRM you're using. Maybe it's Salesforce, Salesforce Essentials, or Xero, or HubSpot, or whatever. And then the third thing that we showed you how to do for free was we showed you how to make them an offer that they simply cannot refuse. This is the Godfather type offer. Okay. Now I said then for free, some of those things there would have been included inside the $7 offer, but a lot of them were included for free. Now, and this is what I alluded to at the beginning. You see, what happens, do you think? What do you think is going to happen after you've provided like this really good value stuff for your niche or for your niche there, and you've provided it not once, not twice, but 3 times? And then you come along and you say, well, hey, Mr. Prospect, hey, Miss Prospect, how are you getting on with all of that free stuff? Just like what I showed you in the hook at the beginning of this video, done like in an SMS, iSMS, I suppose, from Apple, their sort of format. Great, you know, I've managed to da-da-da and da-da-da and da-da-da. Okay, so would you like to add in some automation and make your life much, 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 much simpler and much easier? Yes, of course I would. Yeah. And then what do? We follow up with them. There we show them how to implement these automated sales funnels, these semi-automated versions of you, these sales funnels, these follow-up sequences. But this is the paid stuff, because you see, at this point, it's an absolute no-brainer, because they're sitting there with these quality prospects in their sales pipeline, and they want to move further, and they want to move there faster. And this is where it all is. This was a brilliant cartoon there that I got from Pinterest. A good book can change your life. Look at the people. Look at them. They're all so sad. They've got their heads down, their heads bowed. They're a little bit frustrated. And look at them as they transform. They're all coming out as these, well, this is probably outdated now, but they're in this pinstripe suit. They've got these ideas, these sparks of creativity. They've got the lovely, lovely, shiny briefcases with their Apple MacBook Pros inside it. And they have just gone through a transformative experience. And you see, that's what we're saying. This is what Dean Graziosi wrote about in this incredible book, The Underdog Advantage. And you see, by reaching out to us and by implementing these advanced sales and marketing skills, you quite simply become, as I alluded to at the beginning. Now, this is what Tony Robbins calls one of his conferences. And I was very lucky and very, very fortunate to be able to go to see Tony Robbins, our big buddy, as his close friends call him, live and in person in London, England, and United Kingdom. And you see, what Tony alluded to was he does this big whoa, and he raises his fist, his huge fist in the air. He should have been a fighter, I'll tell you. But working together, we become unstoppable. Working together, we become unstoppable. Because you see, you begin to get all of this momentum. And once the momentum starts to build and build and build and build, you see it. It's like whenever Conor McGregor, the MMA fighter, he enters the ring, he's got all of the momentum. He's got all of the ego. He's got all of the fear, all of the drive, all of the ambition. They're coming with him because the whole, almost like, well, let's say quite a large percentage of the island of Ireland have come to wish him well, both on television, where they pay an absolute fortune to watch the fights, or in person, live and in person, which costs them even more money. But you see, once you get that momentum, once you get that power, you simply become an unstoppable force of nature. Okay? And that's what it's all about. So this is where we are now. Now, in the next lesson, in the next module, in the final one of the iCanDOur, this 8-step complete add to sale framework, there we are going to go through the rinse, review, the repeat strategy. We're going to go through the highly effective, highly sought after retargeting one. Believe you me, there's a book about that. And we're going to go through the risk reversal process. In other words, the guarantee. And then we're going to show you very, very finally the results rule period. There, this seminal teaching from Dan Kennedy, who's been busy there doing lots of conferences and speaking events lately. A phenomenal marketeer. Okay, so this is what it's going to be there. And as we always say, we really do love it whenever a plan comes together. But I want you to take all of these teachings there from this lesson from tonight and build for yourself this 6H2OR formula. So I want you to answer all of those 6 H questions. I want you to answer all of the 2 O's, and I want you to answer the R's. Okay, the 2 O's and the R, the formula. So I want you to answer all of those questions. So go to your workbooks, go to the scripts there that are inside the IC, the content training portal, and go through all of those questions with a fine-tooth comb. And remember, there are some of those answers are hard. Some of those answers will take time. But what you do is, as Dan Kennedy, no, it was Keith J. Cunningham that taught us this in The Road Less Stupid. What you do is you write down these dots on the right-hand side, and then your mind will automatically be drawn towards those dots, and it will try to fill in the text, which is theoretically blank lines, and it will try to migrate towards that dot, that period. Okay, so try that. It is a very handy technique that has paid me dividends over the past 29.25 years. Okay, so I hope that lesson was useful, and I will see you all on the other side. Thank you very much for listening. And as always, I love it when a plan comes together. Peace out. See you soon. Bye for now.